Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in. My name is Ian and you're watching Big Rock Moto. So if you're a dirt bike or a dual sport rider and you need to carry things like water, first aid, tools, tubes, supplies, Cliff Bars, things like that, which add up to a lot of weight. If you want to carry those on your dirt bike or dual sport rides, either you've already invested in some sort of luggage for your dirt bike, or maybe you're looking at putting on bags on your dirt bike to carry all this stuff around instead of having to carry all that weight on your back. So here's what we're going to do today. We're going to take a look at the Giant Loop Mojavi, which is a bag that I have been using through all of its versions on many different dirt bike and dual sport bikes for the past 10 plus years, and I really love this bag. We're going to compare this one, the long-standing entry in the market, to the Tusk Traverse dirt bike pannier bags, and look at the differences in the construction, how they're made, how they function. We'll compare the storage capacity. We'll look in detail at how they mount to the motorcycle, some pros and cons of each. We'll take a look at the quality of the two bags versus one another and some interesting differences between them. And we'll talk about kind of which one I prefer, and we'll also look at the price and the value of both as well. So let's jump in and get started. Now, before I go any further, I need to make a full and honest disclosure here. I am part of Rocky Mountain's affiliate program, meaning as a YouTuber, I've signed up with them, and if you shop at Rocky Mountain, I get a small commission on sales that you make through the website. As a YouTuber, that's how I diversify my income, and that's how I try to make my business somewhat sustainable to keep making these videos for you guys out there. And as part of that deal, what Rocky Mountain has done is they like to send me Tusk products for testing, evaluation, but they never pressure me to make videos. They never pressure me to say nice things about them. And they're very, very open and transparent about the whole process, unlike many other companies out there. And I've certainly regretted taking free products from other companies. I've even sent some back just because I don't want to be pressured to say a certain thing about a certain product. But with that being said, I did receive the Tusk Traverse panniers for free to test out, to evaluate, to give them feedback on the product. But like I said, I've been using the Giant Loop Mojavi and other Giant Loop products for a very long time because I've been in this sport since before adventure bikes were even popular. So I have a good kind of perspective on what I like, what I don't like about each of these bags. So I think we should cover the elephant in the room right away, which is the price. So one of the big reasons that people are going to be swayed towards the Tusk is simply because of pricing. These bags right now on their website are listed at $89.99. I think sometimes they're $99.99. But that represents an incredible value for something like this. Meanwhile, the Giant Loop Mojavi bags are listed at $229 on their website. Now, the other elephant in the room is quality. I'm going to come out right now and just be brutally honest that the Giant Loop, the construction of these bags, you can feel it in how much heavier it is than the Tusk bags, and you can feel it in the choice of material. They call this bomb-proof kind of material here. It is a higher quality. The straps are wider. They use metal cam buckles here. The zippers are a better quality, and I've never had a zipper on these bags break over multiple iterations of this bag. Like I said, the material is just thicker, and I think if you were going to choose a bag to last 10 or 20 years through multiple motorcycles, the Mojavi is probably, I can't prove it, but it's probably going to be better than the Tusk. Now, that's not to say the Tusk is not good quality. It is, and I've been using these bags for the past several months on my beta. I find the quality to be just fine. But overall, if you look at the narrower straps, the plastic buckles, just the lighter weight construction, and also the zippers, which don't feel, actually the zippers feel pretty decent, but they don't feel quite to the same level that the Giant Loop ones do. Overall, the Tusk quality is good, and I think it's amazing for the price point. But be realistic with your expectations. This is a $230 bag, and this is an $89 bag. So just keep that in mind. I think most people will be happy with the quality of the Tusk. Let's talk about the capacity. So the Tusks are quoted as a 16-liter capacity, or 8 liters per side, and the Giant Loop is quoted as a 12-liter capacity, or about 6 liters per side. The other thing I like about the Tusk bags is that they have these extra pouches here. So you've got these side storage pouches, which are nice for storing things like these little valve caps I have in here, which I forgot about. But if you notice on the Giant Loop bags, you just get the two main storage compartments, and that's it. If you want to compartmentalize things, it's up to you to bring other bags to do that. I actually really prefer the Tusk in this fashion because you can store things like tire gauges or earplugs or small items in this outside pouch without having to go into the main part of the bag where you might be keeping your larger items. So I really, really appreciate that design, and I think Tusk did a really good job there with that. Let's talk about how these bags mount on the motorcycle, because they have a little bit of a different mounting mechanism going on. So the Tusk, and I'll put this here in the video and the photos, but the Tusk uses this cross strap that goes over your rear fender and these nice big metal hooks, and it uses a cross tensioning system to create a very secure setup. On the bottom of the bags, towards the front of the motorcycle, they're kind of similar to the Giant Loop, and they use the strap that you need to route through your frame rails. You need to be very, very careful to keep this away from your chain, from your exhaust, because it's very, very common for riders on either of these bags to ruin their straps by getting them too close to the exhaust. And yes, I've done that. I've learned my lesson the hard way on that. So I really prefer the mounting mechanism on the Tusk, and here's why. The way that the Tusk uses the cross-tensioning system and the way that the bag sits on the bike with the straps, it doesn't flop around in the way that the Giant Loop does. My biggest complaint using the Mojavi for the many, many years I've used it on different bikes is that even when you have everything tightened down properly, the bags flop, kind of like ears flopping out in the wind. If you hit, if you're going through whoops, if you go over jumps, hardcore dual sport terrain, the bags have a little bit of movement in them, and sometimes they'll kind of flop up and hit your legs, and it's just not optimum. They don't sit really tight to the bike, and the straps don't compress it into the bike, whereas the way that the Tusk has designed their straps, they really, really do stay nice and secure. They don't move around, and that's, to me, I was very, very pleasantly surprised with how well these worked when I first got them, because that's a complaint I've had with the Giant Loop for a very long time. Okay, you can see here on the inside of the bags, the part that faces the motorcycle that's going to sit against your side panels, they both use a reinforced kind of tough material. Again, Giant Loop, if you look at the quality of how everything is constructed, the way the straps are bonded to the chassis of the bag, so to speak, it's very, very impressive what Giant Loop does in their quality. Although the Tusk, like I said, I think will hold up just fine, but I'm just not sure it's going to be a 10 or 15-year product in the way the Giant Loop would be, but you shouldn't expect that considering the price. But they're both reinforced, so my experience so far, I've used Giant Loops for a long time and never had them wear through. The Tusk, it remains to be seen, but I think this tough material on the inside is going to work really, really well. Now, in terms of expanding the storage to the top of the bike, they both offer solutions for that. So Giant Loop has different brackets you can buy, different ways of mounting it. They have a MOLLE system on the top where you can mount additional bags to the top, some of which they sell, or you can use other bags. On the Tusk luggage, they use, instead of the MOLLE system, they're using D-rings, plastic D-rings, where you can lash down additional bags or luggage onto the top fender as you see fit. Couple little more details I want to mention. The Giant Loop comes with a couple nice extras that you get for that price. They come with one of their pronghorn straps. And the pronghorn strap is used in concert with these metal buckles to strap the rear of the bag to the rear fender of the motorcycle. And the pronghorn strap is a very, very high quality strap, and it's not cheap even to buy them on their own. So that's nice that they give you that. The older versions of the Mojavi used a different mounting system, but they didn't include the pronghorn, so that's nice. The other difference between the two is that Giant Loop includes a heat shield with their bags, but Tusk does not include a heat shield standard with these bags. So you're going to have to look at your individual motorcycle, but a lot of dirt bike and dual sport bikes will require a heat shield to kind of space the side plastic from the exhaust or space the bag from the exhaust so that you're not directly pushing that side panel or pushing the bag itself into the hot exhaust and getting things burned. So that's something that you need to be aware of, and it is nice that Giant Loop includes that, and Tusk, for the price, has decided not to include that. So what are my conclusions about this? Well, here's my conclusions. Overall, I prefer the Tusk. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, well, he's getting paid by Rocky Mountain, he earns a commission, whatever. Well, guess what? Rocky Mountain sells both these products, so I can earn my little commission by having you buy either one. I'm just being honest with you, as I always am on this channel. The reason I prefer the Tusk is mostly because the way it mounts to the bike, it does not flop around, it doesn't move around, and that is a game-changing feature for me versus the old Giant Loop bags. Now, I wish that the Tusk bags were a little bit heavier duty construction like the Giant Loop is, and I wish they would include a heat shield with it. Overall, especially with price coming into the equation, I will definitely take these Tusk bags any day. And in fact, I'm selling this Giant Loop bag once I'm done with this video and investing that money in other stuff for the channel, because I don't plan to use these bags anymore. Now, like I mentioned, if you want to purchase either of these items, and I hope you'll consider supporting the channel in this way, I'll have a link below to the products. Anytime you shop and buy anything on Rocky Mountain using my links, I'll get a small commission, which helps support content creation, motorcycle reviews for Big Rock Moto. So I really, really appreciate that. If you guys have questions, concerns, comments, put them down below. I will read them. I will respond. I will get back to you. You can email me. You can contact me through Facebook, all those things. Otherwise, please like, subscribe, comment, all those things that I always ask you to do. Otherwise, thanks for watching. I hope this content was useful for you. Please ride safe, and we'll see you in the next video.